Hey guys, good afternoon, it's Cali. I'm back with my weekly update video. I thought I'd check in with you guys before the week got away from me and let you know what I've been doing. I've actually been out and about and interacting with people. I've been closed up in my little studio here since the beginning of the year, that it was good to get out. And my grandson spent the night a couple nights this week. I spent some time over at my boyfriend's house. Where I didn't have any art supplies, and but managed to get some art done with a pen and a pencil. What else? I saw some live music yesterday. Local band that I love and adore, Jazzmosis, played out with another band, Little Sparrow here, and we went out to dinner with friends. Hi Sylvia, hi Ellen, hi Antoine, Steve. We had a great time. Anyway, I'm back to just kind of share with you what I've been doing this week art-wise, and let you know the giveaway that I talked about in my last video is still going on. I'm going to run that until the first of the month. So if you have not yet entered my giveaway, which was a thank you for 100 subscribers, check out my last video, and the only thing you need to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know what your favorite song is, which I know is a ludicrous task to ask of anyone. But that's it. So I don't even know where to jump in. Let me see. I talked about doodling. Let's see. This was on my, I did this just hanging out. I had nothing better to do. My boyfriend was working, and this is a table in his room, studio, and this is just what flows out of my head when I'm not looking at anything else or being inspired. It's kind of scary. Here's one of those eyelets up at the top that I must have been, when I first got it, experimenting on. And this is just on the back of my, this is my daily planner. I got this from Llewellyn. I get one of these every year. Started in 1997. But anyway, so I just kind of, my daily day, keep track of. I do a daily tarot card draw. And I keep these. This really is my journal. I haven't been using my art journals to journal per se. I just use them for artwork. But these books I have kept for years, and my whole life is in these. So it's like a diary, you know, and a lot of it's just mundane stuff. But that's what's so cool to look back on, you know, years later. People I've forgotten until you read again. Things I've done, experiences, my whole life is tied up in these things. So maybe one day my grandchildren or my great-grandchildren will want to know what grandma was thinking or doing. I don't know. You know, we all want to leave a legacy of some kind, right? I was talking with my boyfriend the other day about this too, and it's, what do you leave behind when you die? What do you want to leave? You know, I've been able to, you know, other than your memories or your interactions with people, you know, and that's what art allows you also, is to have something tangible that lives on. Going to the auctions and seeing these pieces, these signed pieces by artists, you know, you have if they could talk, you know, the stories that this kind of stuff would tell. So I've talked about this before. I hope, you know, someday I hope these things don't just get thrown away and tossed in a corner, you know, because there's a lot of love I put into my work, and I am such a newbie again, and I'm so enthusiastic about this whole process. But thank you for allowing me to ramble on. As I look at the clock, I see it's almost 4 minutes now, but anyway, you know what I mean. What do you guys hope you leave behind? I hope I leave the world a better place. I hope that people are somehow touched in a better way because I interacted with them. Yeah, and I would like to leave some cool stuff too, because God knows we don't have enough stuff. Anyway, my junk mail journal, I have not done a lot of work in this thing at all this week, and I did recover it. Remember, it was that paper towel kind of Mod Podge thing that, lo and behold, did not hold up, which I knew once I started packing stuff into this thing it wouldn't. But this was I think it was a curtain or a napkin piece of fabric that I had gotten at a garage sale or a thrift store or something, probably for a nickel. And I had just thrown, and I have a huge bag of fabric and fabric scraps. I told you I had gotten into quilting at some point. But anyway, I just glued this right on top. You know, we'll do layers upon layers. And This junk mail, I call it a junk mail journal. I made it out of my bills last month, and I've been saving all my mail this month. My God, do we get a lot of crap in the mail. I have a pile this big. I don't even know if I should make a journal out of it. It would be too big. But I'm just kind of experimenting around. But this one in particular, I've mentioned before Claudia Rossi, and I know she's a big shot on YouTube, and with good reason. But so cool and so inspiring, her art journaling techniques and things like that. But one of her videos that she did a while ago, and again I mentioned this before, was on these inspiration sticks. And she just wrote on popsicle sticks or tongue depressors, all these different journal prompts. And I've decided to, because again, I think we kind of get into ruts with our art. I don't know if I could call it a rut. Maybe it's a style or something. But for me personally, I tend to stick with the same themes and the same kind of things. And that's why seeing all these other amazing artists on YouTube has been so inspiring for me, because I'm wanting to try all these different styles and techniques, and I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, Claudia and the inspiration sticks. So I started with this journal using her. I wrote down all her prompts, I made my own sticks, and I picked 10, and I use them in the order that I pick them exclusively, and I don't do anything extra. I don't know why I've made that rule for myself. I suppose I could add on to them or whatever, but this is what this has become. And it's really, really cool to challenge yourself to, again, do things in orders that you wouldn't normally do them. Try different. For me, because I am such a newbie and I don't have a lot of supplies and stuff, but I've made my own supplies. I've made my own spray inks. I've made my own texture paste. I've made my own gesso. I'm cutting things out of cardboard. I'm painting things with nail polish. My supplies are coming from the Dollar Tree or what I have on hand, my crayons, my markers, things like that. And I am getting things slowly, one at a time. I will get a little stash of things going, but I would love recommendations on what you guys use and things. But anyway, my point is that this junk mail journal, I'm going to continue to only use the inspiration sticks with, and just this will be my Claudia Rossi inspiration journal. So I didn't work on it a lot this week, but I did do a few things, and I'll show you this is a work in progress. This is what I was working on. I have feathers stuck in here as bookmarks. I was working on this last night, and again, the prompts that I used for this one in particular, the first prompt was add triangles. Second prompt was use a stamp in at least 3 places. Add dictionary text. Use black gesso or paint to cover something over. Collage white tissue paper over an area to obscure it. Add hearts. Add watery paint from a squeeze bottle. And that's what this blue paint is coming down here. And that's where I'm at right now. And that was prompt number 7. And the next 3 prompts are to rub gesso in a few places with your finger. And number 9, use a spun brush to paint and make random marks. And the 10th prompt would be to tear paper and collage it down. So again, this kind of challenge is really a challenge. And it's allowed me to make art that I would never normally make. So, and this is kind of cool. These hearts I cut out last night. And this was watercolor paper that I used to make the bookmarks that I make, which I actually made another sale. Thank you, Kat, for buying some bookmarks. Very exciting. But it's great to be incorporating older art. As I'm going through my things, I find, I doodle on anything, and I'll find random drawings everywhere. But so this next page that I'm going to show you is from a drawing that I did, and again, this was made with I have them written down, her prompts, and I keep them. I'm going to keep them in the pocket in this journal, so I know, and I've numbered and dated my drawings. But again, please don't judge, folks. But I did this drawing in June of '07, and it was done in just I want to say watercolor pencil, but just colored pencil, I think. So I cut that out, and then I've incorporated it in with these prompts, and I've added some magazine collage and painting and things like that. again, please don't judge. I'm not going to talk too much about the subject matter at hand because I live in New York State and I'm not allowed to yet. But anyway, so that was that. And then I have this one, which, again, I don't journal. I like it because this was a little figure that I drew, I don't know, last year or something. And it was just in black and white and I had it on my refrigerator. So I cut it out and I incorporated it into because it was a prompt to, I don't know, cut something out and collage it. But this page to me calls out for like a quote or wording or something. And so, again, I said I've imposed these rules that I can only do the 10 prompts and nothing else, which I don't know if is necessary. And that could just be my Virgo nature. But it isn't like me to incorporate a lot of wording and quotes and things like that. That's definitely learned behavior from watching these kinds of videos and things like that. But that's all I did in the journal this week, so not a lot. And I'm going to continue to work on this. Right now in upstate New York, as I speak, there is snow falling down, and we are forecast to have feet of snow in the next few days coming up. So I'm basically going to be packing my bags tonight and going over to my boyfriend's house. I sound like a teenager when I say that. Someday maybe I'll tell you my relationship status history, if anybody cares, but it's not that interesting. But anyway, I'm going to be spending the night at my boyfriend's house this week while my stepson Nick is home with his mom. So, but it's better that way because we're all in one place and everything and blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. I don't have a lot of art supplies over there. So I'm going to pack up some things, pack a bag, bring some things over there. So that's what I'll be doing. But in the meantime, also this week, what I've had the best fun with, and I am going to link 2 different YouTube friends of mine below. And I'm loving the people I'm meeting here on YouTube. And I wish I could, link everybody below. I'll try to give a shout out as, I'm inspired to do so. But one of these special ladies that I have been watching like crazy has been Lynn from Lynn's Crafts. Hi, Lynn from Lynn's Crafts, and I will link you below. Lynn and Kim Reed I've been watching a lot this week too. Hi, Kim. I'm going to link you below too, and I'm going to talk about you in a minute. But first, let me talk about Lynn. Lynn is an amazing polymer clay artist here on YouTube. I'm also a Facebook fan of hers, as well as a fan of her as a lady, because I think she's got a really great personality. So check out her stuff. It's awesome. And she's a prime example of, if I feel intimidated sometimes, and I'm working, I don't feel like that. I told you, I know that we all have our place on the path here, and I get it. But wow, there's some amazing, amazing people, and she's one of them. So check her out. But I was watching a lot of polymer clay videos, and again, I haven't decided on a favorite medium yet, what I like to do the best. I love acrylic paint. I really love journaling. I think journaling is what if I had to pick one, might be it for me. But polymer clay is a close second, and I don't have a lot of history with it. I have made some Christmas ornaments and things like that in the past. They came out really cool. I made a Grinch one year, a couple of years ago, that just came out great. My son had challenged me to do that. And I did, and I surprised myself at how good it came out. So I do like polymer clay as a medium. But Lynn makes amazing jewelry and all kinds of stuff. She journals and she does everything, but blah, blah, blah. I love to alter my auction hauls. And I went to the auction this week, folks, but we left early. I had my grandson with me, and he's 5, and his attention span is not long, and I knew this going in. And there wasn't really anything that we were interested in buying. One thing that went up was a powered motorcycle that he had his eye on, and we definitely would have gotten if we could have gotten it, not for $1, but cheap. They wanted like $100 for it. It didn't even have the charger. It was not worth it at all. So he was slightly disappointed, but he handled it well. But anyway, we didn't get anything at the auction this week, which is kind of sad, but please, I have enough stuff. But I decided to alter some previous auction hauls, and one haul that I had made was a box of bottles. I might have showed you guys these in a previous video, but it was a box of old glass Apothecary kind of bottles and things. These are Nature's Elements Essential Fragrance Oil Testers, and you would find these in a mall store, tester bottles. Anyway, I cleaned them all out, and I have a plethora of these. I probably have 10 or 15. And I did a spell bottle that I showed you guys in a previous video. And I also have some of these, which are really common. I had made fairy dust bottles out of these that I showed in another video. But I was in a polymer clay altering kind of mood. So I took one of these, and the first one that I did, and if you guys follow me on Facebook, you've already seen this. But the first one that I did, and I was so pleased with it, was this one. And, you know, I think it's great for my first attempt. I really do. But of course, as I look at it with my critical Virgo eye, I see things that I would have liked to have done differently. But I'm pretty pleased with it. And I have to say that, so again, this was this underneath, you know. I took before and after pictures and things like that, but this was like a hot pink, and this was blue, and this I thought was white Sculpey clay, and it turned out it was glow in the dark. So when it came out of the oven, it was kind of off color. I don't know. And these are little seed pearls that I had gotten in an auction haul, you know, for $1 on a necklace or something at some point. These are just glass seed beads. Again, those little seed pearls. And a little chain, some jump rings, charms, little fairy. I told you I got a bunch of fairy charms, which I made and put on those bookmarks that I was making this week. This was a butterfly bead that I had in my stash. One of the things that I would have changed is, you know, I get impatient. I want to finish these things and see them done. So that's one lesson that I need to learn, is to take my time a little more. But I almost debated on, I tried to find a cork for this bottle because I really wasn't so happy with the top. I would have done more texture on it. It's funny, Lynn uses a really cool spirally texture sheet on her work. And as I was working with the clay, this ring, I told you I don't have stencils or anything like that, by mistake stamped onto the clay, and eureka, hello, I had spiral texture, and look how beautiful. You could see underneath that. That's from my ring. I just stamped my ring, which the clay did not stick in my ring, and I also have a cool Celtic wave that I used on a different bottle. So that was like, that was a great eureka moment for me. I was thrilled. I was tickled pink. So anyway, after I baked it, I painted it with black clay, acrylic, and wiped it off and put the bead necklace collar on, and I was so happy with this. I fell in love with it. So that was my first one. And then the second bottle that I did was one of these little fairy bottles. And it's funny, I think they photograph so much larger on Facebook, but that became this. And again, I fell in love with these. They're addicting. So Lynn, I could see why polymer clay is so addicting, because the simplest techniques give you such beautiful results. So this was, my daughter and my mother are both green fans of green. And I told you I get in a rut, not that it's a rut, but everything's purple. Purple. So my daughter had said something, you know, how about some green, Mom? And my mother loves green too. So this bottle originally was green. And same thing, after I baked it, I put black acrylic paint on it, wiped it off. And then I did buy some Rub and Buff. Heard somebody else using it, I saw it used. And so I just rubbed and buffed a little gold all over, which adds the perfect steampunk kind of tarnished. I don't know. I love it. Love it. And I want to make a few of these and incorporate them into a tin that I'm altering right now, which I'll share with you in a moment. And the last bottle that I did, again, I used one of these fragrance tester bottles. And this one I did put a cork in. And this one, I have to say, is my favorite. And the texture, again, from my ring. These spirals, and these are underneath, these little odd-shaped beads are turquoise stones that I've embedded into these. And I just took old chain and cut it up and added some jump rings, added some charms. This one I did put a cork in. I just love that look. And I adore these. I'm just in love with these bottles. So this too was green underneath. Not for long. So that has been a blast. And again, I can't wait for the day when I have my own studio, when I can leave everything out. Right now, because I like to, it's my own neuroses, I'm sure. I like to keep things neat and clean and tidy. So after every project, I clean up and I put it away, and it becomes a chore to, I'm not complaining. I'm thankful that I have things to clean up and put away, trust me. But it would be nice to have everything out, and, if I want to sew something and run over and paint something or stamp, or, it would all be there. So that's my dream. I envision that. I believe that it will happen in my lifetime. Ideally, I would love to have like some kind of a tree house or a cob home or a little gnome home art studio. Imagine art/music studio. Oh my goodness. Dream big, right? Make your dreams come true. Anyway, oh gee, what a surprise. I've talked for 20 minutes. The last thing I want to talk about is another artist here on YouTube. I mentioned her quickly, Kim Reed. Please check out her channel down below. It seems like there's a lot of great artists coming out of Florida that I'm meeting on YouTube. So who knew? It's so cool to meet people from all over the world. This is just incredible. Anyway, Kim is mixed media artist, and it's funny, we've had so many coincidences and things in common, and share many common common interests. And excuse me, she posted a video last night on altering a tin, and I literally had just started, because as I'm waiting, it's funny, Christy, hi Christy, Gulf Sprite here on YouTube, was talking about keeping 2 journals going, because if you have one that's drying or you're working on a page, and you want to do your art, you want to have another thing going. So that's what I do as well, but not necessarily 2 journals. I'll have the page of my journal drying, and I'll work on clay, or I'll work on beads, or I'll work on a tin. And this is I'm just getting started with this, but I literally laughed out loud. This is it's not an Altoids tin, this is a Sucrets box, which I had gotten for free with a coupon a few years ago. Anyway, and I had I was working on this last night, and I had taken a break, and I was watching YouTube videos, and Kim posted a video that she altered a tin, a steampunk tin, and it's a great, she did a great job, so check it out. I'll link her below. But I had to respond to her and tell her, oh my God, this is crazy, because I was working on a tin as well. So my dream for this is to make it, and I'm going to line this with something and make kind of like a mini. I thought that if I did a succession of these kind of bottles or something in the bottom of this, like a little kind of witchy apothecary, yeah, or spell cabinet. I've seen some things on Pinterest that are really cool. So right now, all I basically did, I gessoed it. Surprise, surprise. I covered it in tin foil. Black acrylic paint for right now. And again, I'm going to line this with something, put some type of 3D element, maybe some more polymer clay embellishments, some cool collage perhaps, some graphics. I'm going to make a type of a hanger, something, maybe incorporate some natural elements in there. And embellishments, and I have no idea where this tin is going to take me, but I just had to laugh out loud when I saw that she posted that, so check her out below. So anyway, that is all I have to say right now, and I think that's enough. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for subscribing. Like this video if you like it. Please, again, enter the giveaway. I'm giving away cash. How could you not want some cash? And a few of my personal arty things that I've made, including one of these lovely, lovely necklaces, etc., etc. I hope you're all safe, well, warm, cozy, loved, and I love you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.